we've been playing in games, and just to get back out there again, get that adrenaline going. It's going to be exciting, and I'm just stoked to be a part of it, man. It's an exciting time to be an Oriole, and love the team that we're with right now. So,
Dan?
Hey, Adley, how different do you think it's going to be actually playing games versus, being in spring training or being at the alternate site? How much are you looking forward to that? But really, how different will it be for you in your development?
I think it's one of those things that you get to play every day. You get that consistent 4 ABs a day, and that's where the development comes in. I think being able to catch pitchers against different hitters on a daily basis, and that's kind of the difference that I see off the top of my head. But as we get going through the season, obviously, I'm sure more things will come to mind. But that's what I can think of off the top of my head. So it'll be interesting and definitely exciting.
Rich?
Adley, despite having not played, do you feel that you're a much better player than you were in 2019?
Absolutely. I think just 2 years of lifting, development, hitting work, and work behind the plate, whether it's at the alternate site during the off season or spring training. I definitely feel like I'm a better individual and a better player now than I was then. And, everything that comes with getting older and just sticking with my process has me feeling a lot more confident than I did 2 years ago.
Nathan?
Hey, Adley, on the flip side of that, where do you feel like you still have room to improve? What areas are you focused on going into this year?
I think definitely from a defensive side, getting to call a game against other teams, getting used to the new analytics as far as pitch calling goes, and then from the hitting side, just being able to go out on a daily basis and compete against higher level pitching. And I think a lot of it just comes with the daily grind and being able to get your body right on a daily basis in order to play. So a lot of things that are uncertain, I guess, in this upcoming year, but that's the exciting part about it.
Steve?
Adley, sounds like DL Hall had a great camp in Florida. What was it like catching him? What made him good? And what do you consider his best secondary?
All good questions. And yes, he's a stud pitcher. I think we've seen that he's always got the stuff. And as he continues to refine himself mentally and physically, being able to understand himself better, you can just see the confidence that comes with that. So I'm really excited to catch him this year and be able to continue to work with him. But as far as his stuff's concerned, his fastball is a very effective weapon that he's going to be able to use. And that's going to allow him to open up doors as far as his changeup and slider, curveball. He's a 4-pitch mix guy who's got a lot of potential and a lot of upside. So whatever's working for him on a given day, and depending on what hitter we're facing, he's going to be able to use all 4 of those pitches effectively.
Mike?
You seem like a really down-to-earth and mature young man. I know there's going to be a lot of attention on you. There has been over the past couple of years. It's only going to kind of increase going forward. I guess, how are you able to stay so grounded and kind of keep your head down and kind of ignore a lot of that, like it seems like you are?
Well, first off, thank you. That means a lot to me. I think for me, I try and keep everything in perspective and just understand how blessed I am as an individual to be able to play this game and to be able to play for fans and friends and family who support me in a loving way. So I think that always allows me to enjoy every single day and enjoy the process and the grind of being able to play baseball and do something I love. And then I think more than anything, baseball is bigger than just a game. I think people value how you treat them more than how good of a baseball player you are in the long run. And that's something I try and keep in mind every single day. But I think also understanding as far as expectation goes, that there's always going to be expectations, and that for me, I have to be able to control what I can control, and other people's expectations don't really fall into that category. So that's kind of how I've always treated it, and it seemed to work out so far. And if I continue to set goals and the expectations for myself, that everything else should just fall into line.
Mark?
Hey, Adley, can you talk about how much you may have missed the daily competition that usually is a baseball season, given that's been a big part of your life that hasn't been there in a form that you've been used to, which is playing games nightly against competing teams, and the importance of repetition to baseball? You've mentioned that a few times, the importance of that in developing as a player.
Yeah. Can you repeat the first part of the question again?
Yeah, just how much have you missed that nightly competition against an opponent, which has usually been a big part of your baseball life?
Yeah, it feels like a big part of my life was missing there for a little bit, and it just makes you appreciate it that much more. And I think the fact that now you get to go out on a nightly basis and get 4 ABs and be able to catch someone and call a game and get your adrenaline going, that means a lot, and it definitely is going to help you grow as a baseball player. So just trying to enjoy that every day and find ways to get better.
Dan?
Yeah, Adley, Buck had said that he's got about 8 starters for 5 spots, and very deep rotation at this moment right now. We obviously just got your scouting report on Hall, but what about on some of these other guys? Anybody who's really kind of opened your eyes these last couple weeks or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to single out too many guys out of our rotation, because all of them just have immense potential, and all of them are so different in the way that they attack hitters and go about their game. But yeah, so it's really hard to single out guys, but we have a lot of really good pitchers that are exciting individuals who I think you're going to be able to see over the course of the season, progress and continue to grow and continue to provide just a bright, future and hope that we have moving forward. So a lot of things to see this year, a lot of exciting stuff to happen as far as the pitching side goes.
Nathan?
Hey, you just mentioned, you get to work with a lot of exciting arms. I'm sure you did the same at the alternate side. Obviously, you caught Grayson and Delmarva. Have you allowed yourself to look ahead at all and think about what it'll be like to work with DL or Grayson or any of these other number of guys at the major league level?
Yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. Looking to the future is hopefully you get to that point to where you get to work with those guys at the big league level. So it's an exciting thing to think about for me and for those guys as well. And it's a lot of our topics of conversation are always just about how excited we are to continue to help the Orioles and try and do our best to get there and hopefully win a World Series together, and what that would look like, and just all the potential ahead. So that's something we always like to talk about and get excited for.
Mike?
Adley, I think the last thing that I would have for you is Buck told us that you'd be playing a little bit of first base this season here and there. I know that's something that you did in college. How much are you kind of looking forward to getting back out there every now and then?
Yeah, it's a different thing that provides its own unique challenges, and it's also an opportunity to get more ABs and to get more experience and just, I guess, diversify what I'm able to do on the baseball field. So it provides a good opportunity this year, and I'm excited for all of it, every part.
Melanie, you had a question?
Adley, in the time that you've gotten to be around Dean Kramer, can you just paint his personality a little bit, especially around days where he knew he was going to make a start, maybe in spring training, or just how he was on the backfields with you guys?
His personality, like when he's starting on a given day.
Yeah, or just off the field, anything that can kind of paint us the picture of who Dean is.
Okay. Well, first off, Dean's a great individual. He's super down to earth, which is why I love him. And but his pitching personality is a little bit different too. He's very strategic about how he likes to go about things, which I think is very cool because with pitchers you see such a broad spectrum of how guys like to go about their business. But he's very meticulous about what he does and how he wants to approach hitters, and which makes him fun to work with at the same time, because he's got a plan that he has in his mind and he wants to do. And so getting on the same page as him and talking about that makes for really fun conversation. And I mean, he's all business when he gets out on the mound. You can see it, and you can tell he's very serious about how he throws guys and how he attacks hitters. So that's kind of his personality as far as that goes. But off the field, he's kind of the same way, but definitely a little more relaxed. I don't know if that answered it for you, but that's what I got.
No, that's great. Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions? Adley, I had one for you. Buck had talked a little bit about playing behind the plate, obviously as a catcher, but also playing a little bit at first base this year. Have you thought about that at all? Maybe giving your knees some rest or anything like that to be able to go out there to first, or is that just kind of how you're going to rotate through things and see how the year plays out?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how the rotation is going to go, but definitely, I love hitting. So being able to get those ABs and take a little bit of pressure off the legs on a given day is definitely going to be nice if I'm able to do that. So
sure.